Hey y'all, what's up, Our Squad YouTube? It's Tars down again, y'all. This is that Go Hard or Go Home channel. All right, y'all. Tonight I'm be talking about why you should never compromise yourself for women. If it's one of your first times watching my channel, I talk to people about different problems that men have, people have in general. But this is one that men tend to have a lot, and it's like compromising yourself for women to the point that things just don't go right no more. All right. So what we're gonna be talking about tonight. I got a relative that compromised himself a bit too much with women and wound up in jail behind it. We're gonna talk a little bit about his charges. We're gonna talk a little bit about what was going on with the situation before he got the charges and how something that's jacked up and bad came out of somebody trying to do the right thing. All right, and we're also gonna talk a little bit about hypergamy tonight. Put up the hypergamy chart and put up a little bit of that and talk a little bit about that. Okay, so basically, what I want to get into with guys right now to get the understanding of this right here, guys. Um, you compromise yourself for somebody too much, you're gonna wind up crashing out the way that my cousin did. We're gonna bring the charges up in a minute. I'm gonna try to show all the charges, everything, but we're gonna talk about them. But you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna show his face. But the thing of it is if you yourself as a man put yourself too much to a compromising situation, you're probably gonna wind up with problems. Okay. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna move into the story. I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all about how, you know what I'm saying, I came about with all of this and why I started saying what I'm saying. All right. So let me add this over here to the stage. Okay, and as you can see, now this person here is my relative. Now this is on the Facebook if you want to look it up for your own self. All you gotta do is look up the name on there. Uh, say this person's arrest, yeah, and it'll come up. And you know, this thing that's going on don't really got nothing to do. I mean, like it's a lot of bad stuff on this list, but I'm gonna tell y'all about how this list came about. All right. Now, Cuzzo was taking care of this woman and her sister's kids, helping them out, and I paid out a couple vehicles for them and stuff like that. And this type of thing right here, being the so-called protector and provider that they keep talking about on the internet all the time. Okay. But the thing is, at the end of the day, that didn't wind up being enough. And that's one of the things I keep talking about on this channel. And I keep trying to make sure that I get across to guys on this channel. You know, it ain't never gonna be enough. Okay. It ain't never gonna be enough. So in the midst of it not being enough, one line is gonna happen to you the same thing that happened to him. He crashed out. Okay. All right. That's why I say don't never compromise yourself over a woman. It will never end well because Cuzzo crashed out. All right. Y'all can see the list of charges right there and everything else, okay? But all these charges came about out of him trying to do the right thing and take care of this woman, and then just it just not being enough. And that's why I started telling guys, hey, look, I tell you everything on this channel, it ain't ever gonna be enough for them. So we're gonna go over this list of charges, and I'm gonna tell y'all how he got them, and I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit about how the situation was going. So he got the larceny of a firearm because I think he took one of the guns from the house that was hers when he left. He was communicating some threats, talking smack, did a bunch of stuff on the internet, talking smack about the girl and stuff like that. That's cyber stalking. Um, Wanted to talk to his son and was threatening this other stuff and doing the pictures and stuff to talk to his son. That's a sexual extortion. And then the disclosure of private images because he put picture of the girl on the internet. So here's the thing. and I'm gonna keep giving this. I do not condone any of these actions that my cousin took. I don't. What I'm telling you is he wound up taking these actions because he was overcompromising himself in a situation with a woman. And I've seen him do this before, and I've been telling him. I I failed to get this across to my cousin, and that's one of the reasons why I'm making this video today to try to get it across to any any other people that I could. You can't compromise your own self when it comes to women because it ain't gonna end well. It's gonna end with you crashing out. You don't put yourself into this. You done did all this. You done did all this. You done put all this into it. You done did all this, and that's what happened with him. He keeps saying all the time. He be saying, "Well, I did all this. I did all this." Yeah, but it won't matter. And his ain't the only person I've seen this happen to. There's been other guys I've seen this happen to, and every time they was in this situation where they was taking care of everything and doing everything and A, B, and C, and bam, the woman just one day that hey, it wasn't enough. So it is what it is on that one, And we got to kind of understand that, there ain't no reason ever to crash out. But if you start compromising yourself, you might put yourself into a situation where you do crash out. And that's why I'm making a video to tell you don't do that. Okay. Don't put yourself in a situation where you might wind up crashing out later because this right here can happen to you. This right here can happen to anybody. You know, get mad, start fussing too much. Next thing you know, it's all over. Don't put yourself into a compromising position and you won't wind up like my cousin did. Okay. Some people go, it's no reason to crash out. I not do not condone crashing out about nothing. What I'm showing y'all with this video is that when you do crash out, this is what you're gonna wind up in bigger trouble that didn't matter in the first place. This man was taking care of his family, doing all the stuff that uh, women say you're supposed to do for a man. A man's supposed to do for a woman. She had to pay for nothing. She had to run, but still, you know, it wasn't enough. Man lost his job, had to go get another one, and then stuff started going messed up. You see what I'm saying? It's the same story. Pretty much most guys have heard this story anyway. So you just gotta know what it is on that one. Pretty much other guys have heard this story. You working, then you lost your job, then stuff went downhill. That's why I always say in the thing to never compromise yourself for women because it won't end well. If you compromise everything, if you paying for everything, you doing everything, you taking care of everything, the minute she's so because women are very unappreciative of the guys. Let me tell you something. They really don't give a damn. You can do whatever and do everything for them, but in the end, what they're gonna do is say, "I didn't ask you to do that." You see what I'm saying? That's how this man wound up with his big long list of charges. Because at the end of it, you did all this, and when they got decided to walk away, and then you said, "Hey, look, I did all this." They said something like that. See, most people gonna crash out or something like that happens. So this just want to put in there for the books to let y'all know that this can happen to anybody. You can wind up with these kind of charges because you crashed out and did some old crazy junk. Why? Because you compromised yourself in the first place. Don't compromise yourself. That's the moral of the story. That's the moral of this video for the night. Okay. So it's been Taurus down to y'all. This that Go Hard to Go Home channel. Don't don't compromise yourself for women. You can wind up in jail behind it in because you crashed out. Because when they say I didn't ask you to do it, they won't be lying. But the thing is, I mean, like I say, I can understand because of those anger. Can't understand his actions, but I know them actions came out of anger. And to avoid you even get to this point of anger, just don't compromise yourself in the first place. I'm out of here in this one, y'all. Y'all here, like, subscribe, share, join the journey. Charles Down as they go hard to go home channel. Peace.